Welcome guys, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for another preview video, this time for the Coppa Italia semi-final against Fiorentina for a place in the final. Before we get into the preview, as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel and put that notification bell on so you will be notified when we put out a new video. And yeah, let's get into it. So, Coppa Italia, semi-final against Fiorentina. We won the first leg 1-0 in a game. We got completely dominated by Fiorentina for 93 minutes. And at the end, you know what happened. Quadrado cross. It was Quadrado, right? Own goal, Fiorentina, 1-0. Advantage, Juve. Result-wise, performance-wise, we should have lost that game. But it's football, we won that game. We take it because we know how we were playing this season. So we have an advantage going into this game. It's a small advantage. Like if this was a Juve of 4 or 5 years ago, I would sit here and say it's done. It's wrapped up. Like the final is, we're in the final. But this Juve side, no chance. Like that 1-0 is nothing for this Juve side. So yeah, we know who we could face in the final. It's Inter. They beat Milan 3-0 convincingly. So we know what's at stake. It's a big game at stake. It's final. It's always a big game, but it's potentially against Inter. It's been a very long time when we played a final against Inter. So it's a big one. Like a huge opportunity to play a massive game in Rome. But first, Fiorentina. Fiorentina are probably the worst side to play at the moment. I think they're in an incredible form, result-wise, but also performance-wise. The way they play, it's actually impressive. The way they press, what they create, how they create their chances, the fluidity in the way they create chances. It's everything we could not cope with at the moment. Like press, we stink under press. We are absolutely horrendous at the press. And if you look at the lineup on my left side, you will understand what the issue will be today, excuse me. It will be the press, like the obvious one, the quality wise. We will struggle to keep that ball with that team. So it's Perin, it's predicted, it can change, but this is a predicted lineup. It's Perin, De Ligt, Bonucci, right back De Sciglio, left back Alexandro, right wing Bernardeschi, in midfield Danilo, Zakaria, left wing Rabiot, and up top is Vlahovic. Morata, so no Quadrado, no Dybala. Rumored Danilo in midfield again, and Bernardeschi gets a start. Like looking at that lineup, people can call me negative or us on the channel. There's nothing to be positive about. Looking at that lineup, it's the pressing because it screams 0 shots on target. That's what it screams. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be 0 shots on target, but I will be not shocked if we are in the 60th minute and we had nothing. Because that lineup is, I don't know who's going to create. Maybe you guys know. Let me know in the comments if you know who's going to create anything based on that lineup. Because that lineup looks sad. It is what it is. It looks really, really sad. But let me know. Is it good enough to keep a result? Like usually I'm sitting here and saying it's good enough to get a result. Now I'm here sitting, I don't know about that. You know, I backed us to go to the final and win it. I said it months ago. But what I've seen against Bologna, even against Cagliari, but especially against Bologna, it doesn't fill me with confidence. It doesn't. And that's with Quadrado and Dybala on that pitch. Now imagine that without them on that pitch, with Danilo in midfield, Bernardeschi in that team, Alexandro back. Not that Pellegrini is something special, but Alexandro back. It's not something to be positive about or excited about. You know, I will read out Fiorentina's predicted lineup because I have it over here on my phone. Again, it's a predicted lineup. It could change because some things from the predicted Fiorentina lineup I'm not sure about. So it's Terracciano in goal, it's Venuti at right back, Milenkovic and Igor center back, Biraghi at left back. Then they play 4-3-3, so it's Duncan, Torreira and Male, and up top it's Gonzalez, Cabral, and Icone, who played a very good game the first leg. So Castrofili tore his ACL, I think, so he's out for the season. It's rumored that Piontek is not starting, so Cabral is starting. They will pressure the you-know-what out of us. Away from home, they don't care, especially tomorrow, because they need to score. And they know, they've watched us play, they know we struggle, so why shouldn't they come at us? They should come at us, and they will come at us. That's what they're going to do. So it's very worrying at this point. Looking at that lineup, looking at the way Fiorentina play, like nothing fills me with confidence at this point. But if you want to salvage your season, not completely, like somehow you need to make that final. You need to win tomorrow, or you need to get it over the line tomorrow. That's what you need to do. I think that's obvious at this point. You need to do it. Again, it's this game, 5 in Serie A, maybe the final. So let's say minimum of 7 games. I don't care how, but you need to get the results. You need to get the results. We're not going to play brilliant football. It's done. We've seen it. It's going to be this until the end of the season. That's why I'm like, I have no idea how we're going to beat Fiorentina. And that's why the Bologna result hurts even more, because we all know we still need to go to Fiorentina away on that final day, and dropping points at home against Bologna is the last thing you can do with Fiorentina. A game in hand, if they win, it's 4 points. They know that, like, it's not done. The season can be a complete disaster in a few weeks' time. Like, you cannot be in the final of the Coppa Italia, and you cannot be in the top 4. It's that close. It's that possible with this team, the way they play, the way they're performing. So it's a lot of stake tomorrow. Like, mentally, a lot. Yeah. Again, the obvious, it's a final at stake, but mentally, there's a lot of stake. You can win that game, and you can get some kind of boost going into the Sassuolo game on Monday, or you can lose that game, and you can go in that Sassuolo game with the biggest pressure of the season, with a lot of negativity, even more than the Villarreal, after the Villarreal result, in my opinion. And you can mess it up away to Sassuolo, and then you can just look around, and it's like, no Coppa Italia final, and Fiorentina and Roma are 2-3 points behind you, 1 point behind you, and then what? Then the pressure is on, and this team pressure, not even without, let alone with pressure, without pressure, they also don't perform. So imagine with pressure. But yeah, again, it's predicted lineup. It could change. Like, you never know. It's predicted for now. It could change. Maybe Dybala will start, maybe Cuadrado, but I don't believe it. The main issue is Danilo in midfield again. Why? I'll keep asking why. Just play your only other fit midfielder in Miretti. Just do it. Or if you don't want to play Miretti, you gave Ake You gave Ake a chance away to Fiorentina. Give Sule a chance now, and play Rabiot in that midfield. Do that then. No, also not an option. And move Bernardeschi if you want to play Bernardeschi, or play a 4-3-3, like something like that. But stop playing players out of position, because we've seen Danilo in midfield. Is he a disaster? No, but it's not something that's gonna add to the team in terms of we're gonna win this game just because Danilo plays in that position, because he cannot play that position. Like, he cannot play it. He didn't mess up at this point, big time, but he also offers absolutely nothing. And looking at that team, I don't know who's gonna offer anything tomorrow. I think we're gonna give the ball today. We're gonna give the ball to Fiorentina, and we're just gonna hope we can shithouse our way to a win again. And if we give that ball to Fiorentina, I think it's gonna be very peak. I think we will concede very early, and that's kind of scary, because if we concede early, looking at that team is not gonna get back into it quickly, if even ever, during 90 minutes. So a good start is needed today, and with that I mean, don't mess up, don't make silly mistakes, don't give the ball away for no reason, don't give away fouls, like all these things. Just stay focused and hope you get a few chances, and you take them. That's what you need to hope for today. It's a lot of stake. We know that they will come at us. Maybe somebody said in the live, maybe there's an advantage looking at that lineup. I don't know how you can counter with this lineup. Even with all our best players on that pitch, we we kind of stink in counterattacks. Like, we look slow. We have no clue where to go with the ball. We take too long, too many touches. So it's just a setup to basically contain Fiorentina and play on that few chances you may or may not get and take them. In my opinion, it is what it is. It's not going to change until the end of the season. But it's a Coppa Italia semi-final. Anything can happen for us, for Fiorentina. A final against Inter in Rome, the 11th of May on a Wednesday, is at stake. So we know that. The club knows that. The players know that. So let's see what's gonna happen. Before we wrap it up, let me know your predictions in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, you can scan the SPORTENING code. You can join the members club and join the Discord group. You can come on the channel. You can get wallpapers, discounts, and priority in giveaways. Because we will do giveaways over the summer for the new jerseys and stuff. So stay tuned for that. I want to thank everybody for watching. And we will see you after the game for the match reaction. Ciao.